Okay, so next week you're gonna have your IELTS speaking test. Okay, so I have here some topics. So are you ready? Let's go.
Uh, yes.
All right, so here we go. I have here part one topic. So let's talk about sitting down. Where is your favorite place to sit, Jeffrey?
Well, every day I almost stay mm, on many seats. When I study at a library, I sit on the. But my favorite seat is in my living room I can because my seat in my living room is very big and cozy. I can feel comfortable uh, when I'm sitting on it or listen some music. So I
Oh,
believe it's the living room seat.
okay. Or is it an armchair sofa? Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, you can definitely try to specify, right? Okay,
Oh,
yes, your favorite place to sit. In my room, there's a chair or an armchair. Okay,
armchair.
or it's a
Okay.
sofa. Okay, you can say, right? Thank you. Do you always sit down for a long time?
Yes, of course. When I want to do something, my assignments or tasks, I always sit on my sofa and for a long time because there are a lot of things that I need to do. So I need to focus on them. So I have to sit on my sofa to do real things.
Okay, so if it's just an armchair, so of course it looks like a sofa, but the main difference is that only you can sit there. Okay, I'm just wondering if it's a sofa, then it's big, right? Three people
Oh,
can sit down there, but an armchair, a comfortable chair, but yeah, wherein you can put your arms, right? You can sit comfortably, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
yes, armchair. All right,
sure.
so. Mm-mm. Thank you. So please don't forget to use some idioms. Okay. I usually kill my time or whenever I hit the books, I sit down for a long time, right? Okay, Jeffrey. Okay. So let's
At the book.
proceed. Mm-mm. Okay. Do you feel sleepy when you are sitting down?
Sometimes, if you're living a quiet atmosphere, you maybe feel mm, you want to sleep in that environment because without the voice or without the noises, you can feel peace in your heart, and that will push you to get a mm, s- sleepy, sleepy feeling.
Okay. All right. That would push you to take a nap or sleep like a baby, sleep like a log or a stone. Okay. Or make you feel sleepy. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Always remember we have lexical resource. Very important, Jeffrey. Okay. When you were a kid, did you usually sit on the floor?
Um, you know, it is common for our kid sitting on a floor, and as for me, I mean, I always mm, sit on a floor when I was a kid because I love mm, running everywhere when I was young, and I was willing to play some tools around the floor. It was put on the floor, so I sit around them and I played with those toys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's common or natural for kids to sit on the floor. Yes, of course, we feel comfortable. We don't care that much about our appearance, how we look like, what others would think, as long as we're enjoying. Right? Okay. So anyway, thank you so much. You have a good pronunciation, Jeffrey. Okay,
Okay,
so can you
thank
see
you.
the cue card that I have sent you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So please tell me about a traditional product in your country. Tell me what it is, when you try this product for the first time, what it is made of, and please explain how you feel about it. And timer starts now.
Okay, thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay, now I would love to introduce the Chinese tea. Um, you know, I was born in a tea lovers family, and my grandfather mm, uh, is a big fan of tea. And every time I can see him drinking some different kinds of tea, when he is mm, relaxing. And the first time I drink the tea, it was in the about 10 years ago, uh, when I was about 8 years old. It was the first time that I drink the green tea. My grandfather gave me the a cup of tea and I tasted it. I felt it was too bitter for me, and I didn't love that kind of thing. Uh, However, when I mm, attended in my middle high school, you know, there were loads of assignments that I need to do. So I need some stimulants at that time. But coffee was too strong for me. So tea was an ideal choice because uh, it was appropriate for me to wake myself at night, so I could do my homework uh, through all the night sometimes. And you know, well, actually, there are various types of tea in China, and rose teas are planted around all provinces. Black teas or green teas or white teas, the they have the different taste. The black tea. Mm, at first, you will feel its bitter taste, but after seconds, you can sense the aftertaste. Uh,
Mm.
it has the amazing flavor. And okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, be careful with the time to keep myself awake. Okay, anyway, I have noticed that you have used the advanced words, so good job. So we just have to manage the time. But yes, okay, I will just use a hand signal because I don't want to interrupt you that way. Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I can't see that.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. All right, no problem. But yes, let's continue about the traditional products. So why are traditional products important?
In what? Sorry.
Important. Why are traditional products important?
Oh, okay, okay, I got you. Mm, well, you know, in China, there are some things that can represent some feelings or symbols to people. And for example, the tea, it can embody the a culture of China because uh, it has a long history for people mm, to taste many kinds of tea. And so, that is mm, traditional custom, and we keep it for nowadays, and uh, it is a bridge for your parents to mm, communicate with you in some occasions because we can use that kind of things mm, to to think it is an opportunity to talk to your kids or your relatives when you drink some teas.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. I got it. And that's also for your national identity, right? To know yourself better, right? So drinking
Yes,
tea represents that you are Chinese. Yeah, okay.
yes.
Yes. So, do you think tradition is important for our country and why?
Well, yes, absolutely. Some conventional things uh, are very significant to our country because you can feel the different cultures when you sense those various traditional things. Uh, for example, there are too many festivals, and so there are many products that will be created in those festivals. So people use those things to celebrate the festivals, and mm, so it is a chance for the whole family to come together and mm, to catch up with each other. And in addition, I believe
Mhm.
conventional things is a mm, crucial thing for folk because it can represent their culture and their custom.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I definitely agree with you. Okay. All right. So, say for example, eating mooncakes, right? Or celebrating Valentine's Day in August 24, right?
Yeah,
August 4, rather, today, right? Okay, it's some kind of tradition, right? Because in other countries, so people also celebrate it in other ways, right? Okay, so we do
yeah,
not know how you celebrate Valentine's Day. So it's also your tradition of Chinese people. Okay,
yes,
thank you. It's so important because that's what makes your country or your nationality unique, right? Okay,
yes, yes.
different from others. What are the traditional Chinese products?
Um, well, it is difficult to generalize because conventional Chinese products are mm, very because there are many kinds of conventional Chinese things. There are plenty of festivals in China For example, the Dragon Boat Festival, the Spring Festival, uh, and the and the Autumn Festival. Mm, so, uh, for example, in China in the Spring Festival, every family will to buy some lanterns and post them on the gate, and they will light them up uh,
Mm-mm.
in the Spring Festival. Uh, so when you come across the gate of someone's home, you can see the red lights from the lanterns, and mm, that lights can send you a feeling of uh, welfare and uh, and it can represent then the health and happiness.
Okay. All right, I
Yeah.
understand that these topics are quite challenging. Okay, we're talking
Yes.
about tradition. Okay, so please try to focus more on the traditional Chinese products. So definitely you can talk about the tea, right? Another is silk, the porcelain, right? Okay, what
Yes.
else? Okay, so based on what I have read, kites are coming from your
Okay.
country. Yes, but of course we have the hanfu or the Chinese style clothes, right? Okay, what else?
Uh,
Of course, you know
Handful.
more. Yes. Is it hanfu? Okay, let me double check.
Oh, I got it. It is a costume.
Yeah, okay, actually I love those. Yes. Okay, hanfu or like what do you call the other one? Chinese cheongsam. Am I right?
Uh,
Yeah, let me find. Qipao, I guess. Qipao. What do you call that for women?
oh, I
Yeah.
got what do you mean, but I can't spell that word.
Yes, actually here it's like this. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Mm. All right. Actually, I love wearing those sometimes during my classes. Okay. Yes, all right. So just those. Okay, so focus more on the traditional Chinese product. So I have noticed that you have talked about the lights, this and that. Okay, I understand that. However, we just have to make sure that before your answer ends, you have answered the question. Sometimes the questions are not what we expect, and sometimes we really don't have any idea. That's why we want to say something else, right? And be confident talking even
Okay.
if we haven't answered the question. I understand that. Okay, yeah, chipa. Okay, understand. Okay, anyway, let me share my screen to you. I want to show this to you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, I understand that's the what you can see, but I do not know. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes. 旗袍.
because okay, because here is like
Yes.
this. Cheongsam. Is this Cheongsam? How to pronounce this? Is from Cantonese and translates as a long gown. Mhm. Okay, all
Uh,
right. Okay, so here's the thing. Are you familiar with fillers, Jeffrey? Do you know fillers?
no.
Okay, so here's the thing. So do you still have the files that I have sent you before?
Okay.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. I have included this to tell you the truth. So that's normal. That sometimes you just don't have an idea. You can say, well, actually, basically, these are just the short fillers. However, there are long fillers. say for example, well, that's an interesting question. Let me see. I guess. Okay, but how are we going to use this? You have to speak slowly when you say this at the beginning of your answer. Say, for example, the question, right? Well,
Yes.
that's an interesting question. Let me see. Or let me think. Okay,
Let me think.
but
Okay.
you have to make sure that while you are using these fillers, your mind is already working in advance or thinking of the best answer that you can give. Mhm.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because automatically, you can think of some ideas, right? Because some questions takes time, right? We just have to uh, take some time to think of the best answer, right? Because if we would answer right away, there are two mistakes that we might commit. Okay, the first one is that we are confident, but we are not answering the question, right, correctly. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, so it's kind of embarrassing, right? Okay, and the other one is that maybe in the middle of our answer we might be shy or confused what to say next, right? Or we can just say all right. So
What else
it's a
can I say?
negative feeling. Yes. Okay. So that's
Uh-huh.
why you can say this in the middle of your answer. So let's
Yes.
compare these two. How would you improve your home if you have the chance? I suppose that I think I would add a garden outside or a balcony for outside space. Right? The other one. Well, let me see. I haven't actually considered improving my room before. I am not exactly sure what I would do, to be honest. But I guess if I had to choose, I would add a garden or a balcony so that I had some outdoor space. Look, but you noticed that
Yes.
this two sentence simply means I don't know. I don't have any idea. Well, let me see. I haven't actually considered improving my home before, right? I am not exactly
Yeah.
sure what I would do, to be honest. Okay, so it means I don't know. So instead of just saying I don't know, you can use this. Okay. All right, so those
Right.
are
Yeah.
called fillers. Okay, please do not forget the linking words because they are very useful, right, for fluency.
Yes.
Okay, so again, can you still remember the rule introduction, linking word PREC, linking word PREC? Okay, this strategy, right?
Yes. To begin with.
Yeah, what are the traditional
Hopefully.
products? Say something about it, right? Well, there are lots of traditional Chinese items or products, okay, that we are proud of. First of all, say that
First
the
of all.
reason why you have that in your country. Okay, say something about the history, example, and the use. Yes, the uses of this product. Okay, our conclusion. It's okay not to put any conclusion because it's just the same thing. All in all, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
Another another example in PREC because the question is traditional products. So of course you have to share at least two, right? Mm.
Yes.
Okay. So why is it important for children to learn about traditional products?
Uh. Well. I haven't considered about how to teach children to learn the traditional products. Well, but there are many kinds of ways to tell children some conventional things. In the social media or on the television, we can put some Chinese advertisements on the TV or on the internet, so children can see those Chinese traditional products, and mm, and nowadays, there are many manufacturers can create some interesting gadgets. Uh, you know, uh, 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 and it is essential for children to learn the traditional custom because uh, in that way they can remember their national uh, national things, and they can remember where they are from, and their mm, and they can inherit some merits from their parents uh, with the help of Chinese products. So people, for young children, they can sense more from a physical mm, traditional thing. Some mm, and it can uh, improve their national identity. Uh, so that makes them different from uh, other countries in the world.
Okay, all right. So you mean to say that they would choose to use or buy their local items? All right. Is that what you mean?
Y- Yes, local.
Okay. Yes, local items. You said national things or national items. Is that what you mean? Or products
Yeah.
coming from China? Okay. All right. Because if coming from other countries, imported items from other countries. Okay. So it's important, yes, to improve their national identity. Wonderful. So you can change kids, young girls and boys, right? To yeah, children.
Yes.
Okay. And of course, to appreciate or love their country more, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's great because they can also share to their friends, right? About the uh, products, right? Okay. And of
Yes.
course, children are proud about it, and that's nice
Proud of.
if, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's nice if they can learn those at an early age. Okay, they can share it to others. All right, anyway, thank you. We will go back to part one. Okay, I want to go back to meeting places. Okay, where is your favorite place to meet with your friends?
Well, basically, I would like to choose some quiet environment to meet my friends because we can talk to each other more clearly. If you live in Rome, that is very where there are too much noise. It is upset for people to talk something, and so I believe uh, some in a park or in or the living room. I believe it is a suitable place for people to sit and uh, talk something.
Okay, all right. Kill our time, right? Talking, you can say. Annoying. It's kind of annoying. It makes people
Annoying,
upset,
upset,
right? It's kind of annoying. All right. Thank you.
annoying.
Mm. Do you think there are some places more suitable for meeting with others?
Uh, yes, there are many kinds of places that suits people to meet others. For example, mm, a restaurant uh, or in some special places. So it depends on what do you want to do in that
Mhm.
place. If you wanna play some games or want to talk about important mm, subjects. You know, it depends on the different kinds of uh, situations.
Okay, all right. So it depends, right? Okay, what's the purpose of the meeting? Yeah, okay, thank you. Are there any differences between your meeting places or your favorite meeting places in the present and in your childhood? Are there any differences?
Well, there is a disparity between mm, now and before. Uh, well, for now, I'm willing to choose mm, quiet place because uh, it is comfortable for me to mm, talk to some people in Rose atmosphere. But when I was young, I would love to mm, play around. So I prefer the mm, square or the parks so that I can uh, play it with my uh, childhood friends and we can do everything.
Mm, okay. Why are some meeting places better than others?
Uh, uh s- Sorry, wait for a moment. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
No problem.
Sorry. Okay. Well, actually, there are many kinds of places for people to meet someone in China. Uh, it is hard to generalize because you can choose a place uh, everywhere, in your living room or in a library or in a Chinese restaurant, and those better meeting places. For example, the restaurants they can offer the food and and you and your friends can eat something mm, when you are talking something. But if you stay in other places, you can't do raw things. So it depends on the special occasions and the minds of people.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so how do you feel? Okay, anyway, good job, but I just want you to like answer it for like 2 to 3 sentences, not too short and not too long, because those are part one topics. Okay, but for part three, of
Okay.
course, you have to speak longer. Okay, all right. But
Okay.
so far, I understand. So here's a cue card. Please describe an interesting neighbor. Tell me who he or she is, how you know him or her, what you do together, and please explain why he or she is interesting. Timer starts now.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay. I want to introduce the talk. Uh, the Qinghai Lake is famous in China, and uh, it is a visiting place. And last time I went there, uh, my parents and I went there by car. And mm, about 1 year, and we went there about once a year because it has the beautiful landscapes and picturesque scene in there. And it is located in southwest western of China and uh, in Qinghai province. And the first time I saw the place is on on TV. I saw the advertisement from my television, and so I knew it at that time. And mm, if you approached to the lake, you can feel the amazing atmosphere because the snow mountains were far away from you, and you can give you a sense of mystery. And we felt excited to see Rose amazing. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we felt over the moon. Okay, so always take note. Your last line should be interesting. Okay, and you have to use the future tense. Like, to tell you honestly, tomorrow I would see my neighbor. Okay, so we're talking about your interesting neighbor.
Uh,
Neighbor,
okay,
someone, a person, right?
okay.
Okay. All right. So that's it. And also, I want you to improve your speaking speed. Okay, you don't need to speak too fast, but make it natural. So just imagine that you're speaking in Chinese, right? This is just another language. However, you have to speak naturally. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thank
Okay. I
you.
do not know if you are nervous or what. Yeah, but you have to overcome it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. Okay. But you have a good pronunciation. All right. I want to ask you, do you think people are familiar with their neighbors?
Well, it is hard to see, uh, in the mm, in some countryside, they are familiar with their neighbors because the distance is short, and they always uh, they always go for a visit to other neighbors' room, because it is convenient for them to do that, and they can share some uh, stuff or some interesting stories with each other in Chinese countryside, because they are more native to others. But uh, in some cities, people are strange for neighbors. Uh, in many occasions, people are, as for me, I just don't know my neighbor, and sometimes I only see my neighbor one time a week, maybe. You know, we won't I'm not willing to share some interesting thing or some stuff with my neighbors because we are not familiar with each others, and even we don't know who is my neighbor. You
Okay,
know,
wow. All right, so just like that, that's quite detailed, and you stated some examples. Great, just like that. Okay, it's quite long. How can people improve their relationship with neighbors in a community?
well, there are many ways to improve the relations between neighbors. For example, people can send some food or some useful things to your neighbors, and it is it is it is a chance for people uh, to to meet each others, and for our community, they can hold activity, uh, for example, party, so people can come together and play some games or uh, some mm, or communicate with each others. You know, it is essential opportunity for people to catch up with each other, and they can use that opportunity to get familiar with your neighbors.
Wow, great. How do children build relationships with others in the community? How about children?
Well, it is easy for children to make some friends. Uh, they can play some video games or even watch some films. You know, they can talk about the games every day because children are addicted to games. So they love to talk that kinds of things. Uh, so it is very convenient for some young people to build the relationships between others. You know, they only to sit together and take out your phones to play some mm, online games.
Okay, all right. Online games. Or maybe they are classmates, right? In their school, right? And maybe their parents are neighbors and friends. It can be,
Yes,
right? Okay, because usually parents will send their children to schools near their homes, right? Okay,
yes.
yeah. Okay, so wow, amazing. You have lots of ideas in this question. So, is it beneficial to get along well with neighbors? Is it really important?
I mean,
Is it really important?
yes, yes, absolutely. In this day and age, people, there is fewer chances for people to know others. You know, when they after their work, they always love to sit on their sofa and relax them to uh, kill some time. And so there are so it is difficult for young people or adults to uh, go outside and get a good relationship with your neighbors. And if you mm, communicate with your neighbors, you
Mm-mm.
can maybe you will make a good friend. and so you can do many things with your neighbors. Uh, it because distance of you is very short, so you can visit to their home uh, in many times if
Anytime.
you are
Yeah.
uh, if you are familiar with your neighbors. So it is very so there are many advantages for people to get along well with their neighbors.
Yeah, wonderful. And also, if we need some help and we have neighbors who are keen on something and we need some help, right, regarding that, say, for example, there's an emergency and there's something happened, there's fire, and our neighbor is a firefighter, right? Something like that,
Yes,
or a doctor and we need some medical assistance, something like that. Okay, anyway,
yes.
let's go back to part one. Let's talk about watch. Do you wear a watch, Jeffrey?
I know fan of taking a watch because mm, I feel it is uncomfortable for me. I I don't wear anything in my arm.
Okay. Have you ever got a watch as a gift?
Uh, yes. Uh, when I was young, my father gave me a watch, and I keep it all the time. Mm, sometime I put that watch and see the time to see whether it is correct
Uh-huh.
uh, or to see its functions.
To check or monitor the time, right?
Yes, to
Yeah.
check the time.
Yeah. So why do some people wear expensive watches?
Uh, Nowadays people are wearing some expensive things. Watches are a kind wearing watches is a kind of way to mm, represent their wealthy living. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people can use that kind of thing uh, to tell other people how rich they are, and some people would hire them. Uh,
They
in
need
this age,
attention.
it has to get some to attract some attention.
Okay, to get attention. Okay. So, do you
Yeah.
think it is important to wear a watch? Is it really important for you? What do you think?
Well, it depends on the situation. As for me, I find it mm, is not important for me because uh, there is no some significant occasion that I have to wear a watch. In the casual occasions, there's no need for me to wear a watch, and I and also I'm not a fan of watch.
Mm, okay. All right, thank you so much. So here's the thing, I want you to use more advanced words and some idioms. Okay, and the wristwatch, a watch, okay, or it. Okay, you can use that those words to replace it to avoid repetition and some idioms and increase the speaking speed. But so far, I love the idea. So far in part three in the topic interesting neighbor, I love it. Okay, so keep on going and keep on improving. I will also send some files to you. Maybe I haven't sent them all, right? Because I have added some. Okay, anyway, thank you,
Okay.
Jeffrey. All the best. 谢谢再见. Goodbye.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. All the
Goodbye.
best.